All right, so welcome to Pbteck. I'm Prince Blessing, and in this video I'm going to show how you can actually install digital channels on your SuperBox decoder. So if you get your hand on a SuperBox decoder and you don't know how to actually get those terrestrial digital or antenna channels, watch the video till the end. This is a practical video, so I'm going to project everything that we'll be doing on your decoder, that's your SuperBox decoder, on your screen for you to see. So it's going to be easy for you to just apply it on your decoder right there. So when you get your hand on your SuperBox decoder, we have some few things that you should expect from the SuperBox decoder box. So it's supposed to come with the decoder. All right, so here we have the AV cable over here. That's the video and audio cable, and you should expect an HDMI cable as well. This cable plus remote and battery. So HDMI cable supposed to be in the box. The AV cable as well. So these two cables are for the video connection or the video signal connection, and your remote plus the batteries as well. So with your SuperBox decoder, a quick round through with your connection to the TV set. So with a connection to the TV set, it's very simple. If you don't have any installer around and you have to do those connections to your TV set on your own, at the back of the decoder I have some ports that you're going to use for your TV connection. So the most important thing, or the important ports for your TV connection, will be the AV port over here and the HDMI ports. So as you can see, you have the HDMI ports over here, and the HDMI actually send high video quality. That's why it's been named as HDMI, high definition video quality right there. So all you got to do is to connect. If you want to use the AV port for your TV set, if it's an OTV or it's a plasma TV, but you're still going to use the AV cables, all you got to do is to connect white for white port, yellow for yellow, and red for red, and the other side to your TV set. So the yellow hosts the video signal, so make sure that always the yellow is intact. If not, you are not going to get your video signal. So the red and white are for the audio, so you can even remove the red and white and you're still gonna get your video signal over there. And then you can just send the other side of the cable, whereby you're gonna insert it onto your TV set, the red and white. If you have any sound system or home theater, you can just connect it over there. And when it comes to the HDMI, if you're gonna use a plasma TV, you have the HDMI port over here. So if you're gonna use a plasma TV, you don't need the AV cables. So you can use the AV cables if that's the option for you to connect to your sound system. So you use the AV cable to tap the audio from your decoder to your home theater or the sound system, and then take off the yellow cable out of it, and then connect the HDMI cable onto the HDMI ports, and from it onto your TV set, and you're gonna get the video signal working. So after your video signal connection, the next thing is to connect a cable, your antenna cable, onto the antenna port. That's the ANT port. So at the back here we have two different ports that will be receiving the signal from the various platforms. So we have signal from the satellite dish that's using your satellite dish to connect from the LMB into the LMB inputs over here, and we have the signal from the antenna that's using your antenna port just to connect the cable into the antenna imports over here. So with this kind of installation or tutorial, we will focus on the antenna ports. That's where you need to connect the cable for us to get our digital antenna or terrestrial channels right there. So with the antenna cable connection, as you can see, the port is different. We have the LMV port is different from the antenna port. So if you have an F connector to connect with the LMV import, but it's not an F connector or a pin for the antenna import, you need to find a way to do those kind of connection. So you need to get an RF pin to use it for this kind of connection. So all you got to do is to get this RF pin. Get this RF pin for the connection, or just get this RF connector, and then you fix a normal F connector. So over here, if you have an F connector, you get this connector over here, the RF connector over here, and then you fix it into the antenna import, whereby you're gonna insert your antenna cable. So the antenna cable will come here. So with the cable stripping, if you don't know anything about how to strip your cable to connect the F connector, it's very simple. All you have to do is to strip the first layer of the cable. You need a knife to do this kind of cable fixing. So this is your cable and your F connector. All right, so you get some knife or cutter, and then you cut it to level the cable, and the next thing is to remove the first layer, ½ inch of the first layer on the cable. So ½ inch of the first layer. And then remove the inner layer. The next thing is to add the F connector. All right. So you are good to go. So after fixing the F connector, you connect it over here into the antenna import or the ANT import at the back of your SuperBox decoder. All right. So with antenna, you can use any antenna at all to get your signal. This is a Go TV antenna. Any antenna that you have, you can use it to get your signal. All you got to do is to mount the antenna at a position whereby you're probably going to get a stable signal. If you don't get it, you raise it up to another level. You perform the auto search or a manual search if you know a particular frequency that you are trying to track. If you don't get it, this is the level maybe that you perform the auto search. If you don't get it, or manual search, you turn it to another level or another direction like this. You don't get it, you turn it here, you perform it. So you do this 360 wise. If you don't get it, you raise it up to another level, or you bring it down to a different level. The antenna use a radio waves to work, so provided there is a signal in your location, even in your bedroom, you are likely to get a signal. So it's not always you have to be mounting the antenna on a long pole outside your house to actually get a signal from the antenna. So you have to know exactly wherever you are and the availability of the antenna signal. So you can just look around your neighborhood to get some idea about where they mounted their antenna to get their signal. So the next step is to get straight to your decoder and then do the necessary settings over there to scan and then get your digital channels working for you. So on your decoder, all I have to do is to connect the cable from the antenna to your decoder ANT import, as I said earlier. And after connecting, now left with to do the settings on your decoder to actually get the channels right there. So the number of channels will depend on the quality of the signal that you're having from the antenna. So make sure that you have enough signal quality from the antenna before you proceed with the scanning on your decoder to get the various channels. And if you perform either the manual search or auto search and you don't get enough of the channels, all you got to do is to position the antenna at a different angle to actually perform the auto search and then blind search or the manual search to check whether you're going to get enough of the channels available. So all you got to do after connecting your cable into the ANT import at the back of your SuperBox decoder is to pick up your decoder remote. That's the SuperBox decoder remote, and you press on the menu button on the remote. So from the menu here, all you got to do is to use the arrow keys just to navigate through the settings, and then you look for installation. So installation, you press OK on the installation, and for you to proceed or open up the installation menu, you need to confirm with the default code, which is 40. So you have to type in 40000 if no one have ever changed the default password. It's supposed to be the 40. So after opening up, if you were having a satellite settings on your decoder or satellite channels, there will be the satellite settings on the menu page. So you have to change it from the installation type. You press OK on it to change it from the S2 to the T2. That's the terrestrial second generation. So you change it to the T2, and here we have the auto search, manual search, country list, and then the antenna option also right here. So we have the country list, and the country list, every country list over here have its attached frequency, whereby if you're having a stable signal from the antenna, whenever you place it on it and then you perform the search, you're gonna get the right channel that is available in your location. So if your country is not in this list, probably most African countries are not in this list. So all you got to do is to select the right country folder, which will allow you to get those various channels whereby you are having a stable signal from the antenna. So you can select the France country folder or the UK. So you place it on the UK right there. Let's select the UK. So you select it, and if you know a particular frequency whereby you are trying to track and then get a stable signal, you come to the manual search. That's where you can edit that particular frequency. So manual search, you have the channel numbers over here. You can place it on it, and you come to the frequency. You can edit, and then you key in that particular figures of the frequency you track to get your stable signal showing on the screen. That's the signal strength and signal quality before you can proceed to perform the search, and that will be the manual search that will bring only those particular group of channels on that particular frequency. So for you to get access to the channel that is available in your location, whereby you don't have any idea about any particular frequency, all you have to do is to perform an auto search. So with the auto search, you go back and then you select the auto search to perform. You press OK on it, and then you wait. So with the auto search, it's gonna run through those frequencies that they have installed on the UK country folder that you selected. It's gonna run through if you are having a stable signal from the antenna with that attached frequency that they have pre-installed on those folders. If you are having any stable signal on it, those channels will appear on your decoder. So the number of channels that you're gonna get will depend on the signal quality that you are having from the antenna. So make sure that you stabilize the antenna at the right position whereby you're gonna get enough of the signal. So if you perform the auto search and you don't get enough of the channels, or none of the channels appear at all you got to do is to turn the antenna to face a different angle, and then you perform the auto search once again to check whether you want to get the channels working right there for you. So you wait for it to complete, and in case maybe you don't get enough of the signal from the antenna, so the channels that you got, the picture quality is not stable, all you have to do is to adjust the antenna to get enough of the signal quality before you can proceed to get those channels working perfectly for you. So that's it. You wait for it to complete scanning and you get access to the channels that will be available on your decoder. So if you have watched this video up to this far and you are new here, all you have to do is subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you keep coming back for more. Share the video on other platforms as well, and then you keep watching. So I will make sure that we have some channels on it. It keeps on scanning, but it seems there is no channel appearing. So all you got to do is to position your antenna really well, just to get some channels before you proceed with whatever you need to do on your decoder. So I'm gonna cancel it. It seems there's no channel appearing over here, so we will go back and then come to the manual search and make sure that you are having some signal from the antenna right here before I proceed with the search. So you direct your antenna. If you key in a particular frequency which you are using it to scan, or you are to scan for that group of channels, you make sure you have a stable signal on it before you proceed. So the antenna is tracing me right here. So all right, let me perform the manual search to see whether the channels, some of the channels will appear over here. So you go back to the manual search once again to check your antenna whether you're going to get some of the signal. So let's check whether we're gonna get some channels working on it. All right. So currently some channel is loading. That's how some antennas will stress you just to get some channels on it. So after getting it with a manual search, you will not get enough of the channels available. So always it's advisable to perform an auto search. So you come to the auto search and then you run an auto search on your decoder. So you wait for it to complete scanning and you get access to those channels that will come along when you are done with it. All right, so as you can see, the auto search is running and we are having some channels running over there. So that's it. If you find this video helpful, as I said earlier, just subscribe and then hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching. Bless up.